Nintendo. Nintendo. Making some of the best games ever made, whether it's Legend of Zelda or Super Mario or Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. We won't talk about that one. And since Nintendo makes such great games, they have some of the most passionate fans around, making fan projects, making games and stuff like that. Love letters to Nintendo. I got news for you, though. Nintendo hates that. Yeah, they hate it. I wonder if they hate what players are doing in Tears of the Kingdom. Nah, I think that's fine. They don't hate that. No, that's totally fine. And Nintendo, through the years, have been striking down fan projects, emulation, anything that infringes on their IP. And in fairness, they should protect their IP, but to a point. This is absolutely insane on the way they take down projects, strike down emulation, and mostly recently, they took down a Dolphin emulator on Steam. Now, they say it stifles innovation and harms developers. These games aren't being released anywhere at all. I can't get a GameCube game on the Switch. Hell, I couldn't get one on the Wii. Where am I supposed to play these games? Where? I can't buy them anywhere. There's no legitimate way for me to play any of these games. I like GameCube. I want to play some of these old GameCube games, but Nintendo's like, nope. You can't do it. And in fairness, with Dolphin emulator being taken down on Steam, Dolphin was using source code, I believe, from Nintendo themselves, and that's a no-no. There is legal grounds for a takedown, but I at this point, I just think Nintendo's being petty and just trying to protect their IP and make sure innovation isn't being stifled. Because, they're Nintendo, and they take down anything that has any little thing to do with their IP. Now, let's talk about innovation. We just got Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and that game is innovative. It is an amazing game. But before we got that game, we had some really bad games that came out. Some good, but mostly bad. We had Kirby's Dream Buffet, some wannabe Fall Guys game that was just goddamn awful. My God, how bad that game is. Then we also had the sports games that we got. Nintendo Switch Sports. What is this game? Some shit was fun in that game, but not everything. Some of it was really bad. And then we also got the actual Mario Sport games that they released that were just so bad. It felt almost like a generic sport games minus Aces. I thought Aces was okay. It was just okay. But Strikers, oh my, Strikers was awful. Tennis was awful. Yeah, you're real innovative, Nintendo. Now, talking about fan games, there's some really neat ideas with these fan games. Like the Mario Royale. You could say, well, Nintendo did that. Yeah, Nintendo did it worse. Mario Royale, the ones that was fan-made, it was great. It was really good. And then, Nintendo released their own and then took it off the store and also made sure to shut down, Mario Royale and then the guy had to change it to DMCA Royale because he was gonna lose it, but his lawyers were like, no, just get rid of it. And that's what he did. But, Nintendo was afraid of someone stifling their innovation. Disappointed! And talking about another fan project, one that I was personally invested in was Zelda Maker. Zelda Maker would have been phenomenal. It would have genuinely been my favorite game. I would have had endless content. Whether I was streaming it or playing it, it would have just been a great game to have. But But Nintendo's own stupid ego gets in the way, and then they take it off the internet every possible way they could. And so that the creator can somewhat save their own project, they changed the name and made it into a different game. But it's just, instead of giving this guy a platform, like, hey, we like the game, or people seem to really like the game, we're going to put this on the eShop. No, you take it away because your stupid ego. You know, you're real innovative, Nintendo. God damn. All right, I'm fine. But I don't want you guys getting it twisted. I love Nintendo. I grew up on Nintendo games. I am a diehard Zelda fan. I played a lot of Mario games, Pikmin, Metroid. Those are the games I grew up on, you know, and I just love Nintendo games. It just feels that Nintendo is a bit out of touch when it comes to their own community and their own fan base. And I think it has a lot to do with Japanese business culture. And what I mean by that is that Nintendo is a very old company. They've been around for 100 years, and they have an established hierarchy where, and even in Japanese business culture, they always respect the oldest and the person that's on top. It's just how it is. And I think for that culture and just to completely change, it's going to take a while, if at all. And it's probably why Nintendo is shutting down these fan-made games all the time. They're very set. Like, there's the guys on the top, they're very set, that they think they know what works. And to say that they don't know what works is kind of a lie, because we've seen games that have been releasing that are absolutely amazing too. Like, yeah, I did mention some terrible games before, but Tears of the Kingdom recently it's a really good game. It shows that they kind of know what they're doing, but they're also behind on a lot of things, like, especially when it comes to their internet. Like, have you played, you know, Super Smash Bros. Online? It's awful. It's not great. It's not great. And same thing can be said for Mario Party. It's such a laggy mess. They're very behind on certain things, and they're also very forward-thinking on others. Now, let me get into the mods. In Japanese culture, well, at least with Nintendo, they don't really celebrate mods. It's viewed as pirating or another form of pirating, while in Western culture, we kind of celebrate them, and we even give it a platform. And Nintendo especially sees mods as a form of piracy, especially a lot of ways you would mod like a console game or their games. It would be done through emulation, and emulation in Japan is just flat out illegal. It's not legal like it is here in the United States or in other places in the world, but in Japan, it's not allowed. It's not okay. Now, I don't think everyone, not every Japanese gaming company is like this. Sega recently seen a fan-made Sonic game, and instead of completely shutting him down, they hired the guy to make remakes for the Sonic games, and we winded up with Sonic Mania. Use your head, Nintendo. I mean, like, you can expand on so much of what you have already. Speaking of mods, there was a mod that recently caused a lot of controversy. It was the Breath of the Wild multiplayer mod that was released by content creator Point Crow, and it almost caused his whole channel to be gone. Thankfully, he's still on YouTube, still making content, which is good. I like Point Crow. He makes some good content. And I'm like, how is this affecting you, Nintendo? I mean, like, I get, like, there is some legal ramifications. Like, it's probably not completely legal, even though he is transforming the work. He's still using there's a channel that does speak about the mods and the legal ramifications of why it's probably not legal. But to say that these mods would affect their revenue on their newer game, or even like affect sales on Breath of the Wild, is just ludicrous. Like, I played Tears of the Kingdom. That game is amazing, but did Nintendo have such little faith that a little stupid mod, like multiplayer mod, was gonna destroy sales for their game? Did they have that much little faith in their own marketing? Like, come on. We know that it was gonna do well. And also, to even like get this mod to work, to get this multiplayer mod to work is a nightmare. You needed so much shit to even get it to run. And not to mention that the Wii U emulator, Simu, just to get Breath of the Wild to properly run on this thing isn't the easiest thing to do. And downloading the game is even more of a nightmare as well. You're better off dumping it from your own Wii U. It's just mind-boggling to me. Like, the average user isn't going to go through all that pain and hassle just to play a multiplayer mod. Most of the people that are going to play the multiplayer mod are diehard fans of the games. They already own a copy or two of Breath of the Wild, and they're looking to play it on their PC with their friends. That's literally it. And they just like, oh no, we're shutting it down. This is good. This is gonna stifle innovation. Yeah, real stifling. Then there's the argument that Nintendo made that emulation stifles innovation and also development. It hurts developers and stuff like that. In a sense, it could be true. There is, right now, which I personally don't agree with, and it's really kind of a scummy thing, is people are emulating on Yuzu, and not just like their first-party games, but like emulating like indie games for free. Like, people don't own these games, and they're just straight up pirating it. Like, let's call it how it is. They're pirating it, and I can see the arguments that Nintendo has. But the other thing where I would argue, like when it comes to the retro, especially like their older games, I don't think it stifles innovation. If anything, it innovates. I play a lot of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and I'm not standing there playing the original game over and over again. I'm not doing that. I'm playing a lot of randomizers on it. I play a lot of randomizers with Ocarina of Time, a lot of randomizers with Wind Waker, and a lot of randomizers with Twilight Princess. I love these games. I like to play randomizers with them. And trying to do Majora's Mask, I have a harder time with that one. But either way, Nintendo doesn't want to add an official randomizer to any of these games. It would be really sick if they did. I would love to see what they do with it, but they won't. And they're saying that they stifle innovation. That's innovative. They're breathing life into these games that I would otherwise not really play as much. I play a lot of these games. I don't know if you've ever seen me on Twitch, but I do that a lot on Twitch as well. I play a lot of randomizers. I love it. I can't play that officially. There's no way of me playing that officially because Nintendo does not allow it. In a perfect world, we would have everything we want. Randomizers on Zelda games or even Mario games. Fan-made projects put onto the eShop, and also, allowing us to do mods, but it's not a perfect world. But what are your guys' opinions on this? You agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think I'm a stupid idiot, a dumb New Yorker? Just shut up. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Let me know in the comments, and subscribe and all that stuff, and yeah, that. And also, I stream on Twitch a lot. It would mean a lot if you can follow me on Twitch and watch what I do. I'll catch you in the next one. It's getting late. Peace.